And that is the beauty of podcasting. I'll try not to. But if you do hate your effing job, man, and that's probably what makes you love beer. I didn't like my job back in the day, and that's probably what made me love the Vicodin more. You hear me? Some of the other kind of things that we cover in the future. Definitely some rock and roll shows. We'll definitely be at some NHRA and IHRA drag races, maybe at the Fast Forward events. We could possibly show up at the screening of a movie. I used to get some really good movie passes back a few years back. I'll get with Alvin Guggenheim and Associates and see if maybe they can hook up. And I don't even know the name of the show right now, but it's Robcast. Maybe they can hook Robcast up with some premieres, and we can go check that out. Bring you some movie reviews. Who knows? Pretty girl in town. I would like to review you. Hey, I'm not prejudiced. Short, tall, skinny, chubby, black, white, Asian, no matter. I like them all. And that's the problem. That's why I'm single. It's because I like them all. That's been my problem, guys. I am the last of the lifelongers, I guess. And embarrassing stories is something that the Rob C. Zombie Show listeners loved. So I definitely have to continue to bring you embarrassing stories, like the time that I forgot to put the kickstand down on my motorcycle because I had two doubles, and I almost fell on two pretty ladies walking up to me. What else, guys? I don't know. Basically, this is a test, and I just wanted to see how things sounded with this setup. And again, I am putting together a new sound room, but I got the house finished first, and I got to get some other things in order and in line, because my whole property will take for, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't even remember. I try not to think about it. That's the beauty, guys. The past is behind us. We don't even know if we're going to wake up tomorrow. So the time to do this show, and the reason that I decided to go live, is because the time that we have to do something is right now. You know? Use the time that you've got at your hands to perform each to the best of your abilities, man. And every little task that you perform to the best of every big task that you perform to the best of your ability will definitely add up to success. And if you got your parents around, I want you to give them a call, give them a text. If they're in the other room, go give them a hug. Tell them that you love them and that you appreciate them bringing you into this world. And if they're not around, I'll tell you right now, they're looking down on you and they're proud of you, okay? And maybe I will bring you some music, but it's going to have to be like I'll bring you some music. I'll bring you some maybe Shaw, maybe some Chris Ryder, Die Ryder. As a matter of fact, he's written Chris Ryder, Die Ryder, written a new intro for what he thought was going to be the Rob C. Zombie Show. But I might just throw those licks at you guys for Robcast. Because the Rob C. Zombie Show may be few and far between. I might just throw it in here with this. Might just mix it into a Robcast pot and see how it all turns out. And every person, that's right, you have a special talent. You should play and do what you love to do. Use that before you lose it, man. Use your special talent before you lose it. If you want to start a podcast, it's as easy as sitting down and hitting record. There's a lot that have interesting stories, man. Your army buddies, your siblings, your husband or your wife. I mean, your neighbor across the street, that crotchety old man. Go over there and sit down and ask him why he's so crotchety. You never know. But yeah, it's just a matter of, if you want to start a podcast, sit down, hit record. I'll listen to it because I know you. And you know what? It's got to be better than this, right? Exactly. It's got to be better than this. Yeah, there we go. I'm not right dead on the soundboard as far as getting all the buttons right and everything like that. And the soundboard, getting all that wired in is going to be great. Old soundboard wired into the new mixing board and all the microphones and all that kind of stuff. And the technical part of it is that I have been microphones and what to get and what would be the best equipment to bring you guys. And the beauty of it is that I ordered a mixing board when I started listening to a bunch of this technical stuff about how to properly do your podcast, because definitely I want it to be, as far on the broadest platform possible, so that everyone can have the opportunity to listen to it. So with the exception of dropping the bomb once today on the show, I think we are doing a tremendous job because we are live. And the things that I'm figuring out right now are like an editing platform, like how to control the sound loudness normalization. Loudness normalization, guys, a big thing whenever I have the call-ins, and I'm just doing it like it out the Rob C. Zombie show. I mean, you gotta give this rich little poor kid a little bit of credit, because I started out the very first podcast 2 years ago on a $9 dollar store smartphone. We made it work. We put that on SoundCloud. We did the Car and Zombie show from, that's right, a $9 smartphone that I literally bought at the store to do, just to get onto the SoundCloud and to do the Car and Zombie show. And it worked out great. And Car ended up getting a really good job, and he didn't have time to do the show anymore. So I kicked off the Rob C. Zombie show for you guys. And now, lo and behold, a couple of years later, and that's again, a couple of years later, we got Robcast 1, and I can't say that. I can. I'm not going to. Definitely, I've got a show that's just strictly technical, because I have blueprint dreams and nothing but motorcycles and clutches and throttle cables and emulsification tubes and stuff like that going through my brain. I will bring you gearheads, you motorcycle freaks, those psychos. I am thinking I will do a show that's just called Life Behind Bars, and it's just talking about living your life behind the handlebars of a motorcycle. So look for Life Behind Bars if you are a motorcycle enthusiast. Oh, and just like this show has to fill its place in the Robcast podcast world, you also should feel in society. That's a big part of what the Rich Little Poor Kid podcast is talking about, filling your place in society, and how those people that don't quite place in society, they kind of become dead weight for everyone else to pull. And how sometimes I just go across the street to my neighbor Sonny, and I tell you, I'm disappointed in human beings today. I'm just disappointed in mankind today. Because things that really get to me whenever they're dishonest, and whenever they do something that's just completely self-indulgent, or whenever people don't have gratitude for something really awesome that they have. You got a beautiful woman, you need to tell her how beautiful she is, awesome she is, or someone else will. If you've got a great car, like once I went into the paint store to get some paint. The guy had a really, really, really nice Camaro, and it was chocolate brown metallic. You don't see very many chocolate brown metallic Camaros. This was maybe 10 years ago. And I was like, I went into the paint store and I was like, man, is that your Camaro? And he said, and I said, that is nice. And he said, I know. And I wanted to slap him upside. I really did. I never wanted to slap someone upside their head. Well, no, because normally, back in the day, if I really wanted to slap someone upside, whoop-ash! They just got slapped, fool. And you know this. So guys, rock and roll. I think I've covered just about everything. So I'll get a little bit more savvy on sound compression and or what microphone to use, and if I've already ordered the wrong mics, the right mics. But we're putting all that together right now. Like I said, we got some other things in there we got to finish up first. But just to remind you guys, you got to live for your mind, your body, and the spirit. All three of those things equally. And if you said you're going to wake up every single day doing what you love to do, and if that's a podcast, all you got to do is hit record. All you got to do is hit record. A lot of different people have interesting stories, and a market that's growing and getting bigger. And like I say, that's I don't look at trying to redo a show or trying to revamp a show or a new show. To me, I'm all about reinventing myself all the time. I'm all about trying things that are new. I'm all about that are a little bit different and that I haven't done before, because that's new and exciting. That's like instead of going to the beach, taking big dirt bikes and jumping over stuff, or going out to the sand. Me and some friends of mine the other weekend decided to take, we all picking us each up at different times, but we got the little Yamaha Zuma. They're off-road scooters. They're like Arcus kind of. And so we took them all the way out to the beach, and we just rode. We probably put 20 miles on these things on the beach. Bah! We're drag racing on the beach. Dude, 32 miles an hour never seems so fast until the sea breeze is in your face and you're cutting through the edge of the water. You're on a Zuma scooter. Because we can't take our big bikes out there. They'll sink in the sand. And when I used to take our crotch rockets down the beach, we just thought it was cool to drive up and down the beach, check out some girls. But the big bikes, they don't fare too well in the sand at all. As far as the street bikes, we do. I got a bike that'll rip right all the way down the beach and back. But my dirt bike, oh, that's so vain. It doesn't get dirty. I don't like to get it dirty. It's all chromed out, and it's kind of things that I really don't even like to get a speck of dirt on it. People used to make fun of me whenever I go to the track because I would take a different bike to ride, detail this dirt bike out, and ride the other one. I met one of my sister's husband. Yeah, I remember seeing you at the track. You're that guy that was over there detailing your bike out and stuff. I was like, yeah, that's me. That'd be me. So this show, we will not necessarily be going with the flow, guys. The flow and to agree with everyone else, man, that's laziness. It requires labor to use your brain, to think about the situation, and to create your own opinion about the said situation. That requires labor. Lazy people don't want to do that. They just want to agree with whatever they heard, or whatever they saw, or whatever they think. And you have to get out of that box a little bit, and instead of just believing every single thing that you see on the internet, challenge it a little bit. The main thing that I like to remind people to is the number one computer on the planet that no one uses anymore is the brain. That's right, the human brain. When's the last time that you, instead of going to your smartphone and just hitting search, if you're trying to think of what's the name of that guy that played in a movie, or if you're trying to remember a specific fact, instead of going to your phone, right? Instead of just going and typing that into Google, when's the last time you naturally remember that on its own? And you know how that works is that you might remember it in 8 minutes, and you might remember it 2 days from now, or at 2 o'clock in the morning, you'll wake up. That's it. Sometimes it's healthy for you to do that because it's making the number one computer on the planet, son, that you've not been letting that computer work. Whenever you're letting your smartphone, that whoever gave them that name, I don't know. My smartphone. Well, no, the last unquote smartphone